Most of you have heard about the legendary boxer named Sugar Ray Robinson. He was longtime welterweight, middleweight champion, arguably the best boxer to ever live. But personally, Sugar Ray Robinson lived a pretty interesting, flamboyant life up until his death. And one of the things he was known for, outside of, partying and going to exquisite events, he was a person that took care of a lot of other people. In particular, nieces, nephews, kids around the way. But he was notorious for not taking care of his own children. In fact, he would be with other children, nephews, and people like that than his own kids. And people always criticized him for this behavior. And if you think about it, even right now in the black community, when I was coming up at least, you would have guys who were like that. They would be coaches. They would be guys who would be at the AAU games. They would be guys that would be around the way. They would be taking care of other people all the time. They would go get married and take care of other people's kids all the time and neglect their own children. People never understood why. Now we are in the age of reality shows. And guys, I hate to keep talking about this, but now we're talking about, again, Lil Fizz. And we've heard about Lil Fizz's situation. He is really being nice with Omarion's baby mama Apryl. They're in a relationship. He just took her and her kids out for her birthday. It was all publicized. But he has his baby mother, who is Moniece, okay? And they're on this show. Moniece is calling Lil Fizz out for not being in the son's life as much. Now, Moniece has some type of psychological problem. She's taking medication. She's always depressed and stuff like that. And she is saying, you need to be there for me. You're there for Apryl Jones and her children, but you're not there for me. And he said, well, you're mentally messed up. You're not mentally right. And people was criticizing him. She called him a bunch of B's and was ready to go over there and fight him. Just real messed up. Talking about she's mentally unstable. And I really I'm not going to defend Lil Fizz right now, but I'm going to just say I understand. Because being in a situation where my mom split up. My dad ended up being a stepdad for somebody else, raising somebody else's kids. I will say this, man. A lot of times, men get in such a bad situation. The woman that they are with at the time makes it easier for them to be a stepdad than of their own children, okay? I know this is going to sound bad, and Lil Fizz is definitely a simp. But I'm going to link this article on Bossa.com, and I want you to see how she acts. I want you to see how she communicates. I want you to see how mentally deranged and unstable she is. And as crazy as Apryl Jones is, Moniece, in my opinion, is like on a whole nother level. If you could just look at her, you could tell that she's violent. You could tell that she's wild. You could just look at his face and you could tell he's been through a lot with her. Right? He been through a whole lot with her. You can tell he's fed up with her. Okay? So much so that he is willing to do anything and get away and do something different. A lot of men, and I want to be careful in the words that I choose. Being a stepdad to somebody else is terrible. But some brothers out there feel like they are finally being appreciated by another person's family. Somebody that they can go to and raise and get raised up. Some of the other children might appreciate the fact that they have stepped in, might start calling them dad. The mom is more appreciative. And a lot of times dealing with your own child is a hard thing. Now, I don't have any children, but I can tell you that a lot of men would like to deal with their children, And the mother makes it very, very difficult to do so. So much so where men just give up. All right. A lot of brothers have given up. And then what ends up happening is the woman who has made so much of a difficult task for them to see their kids and to be in the children's life. That mother is then going to tell the son that your daddy didn't care nothing about you. But the father has been telling her, hey, give me the child. Give me the child. You can't take care of the child. Give me the child. And he's telling Moniece this. Give me the child. I'll take care of the child. I just don't want to deal with anything with you. And you can tell that she still wants the man back because she's talking about, you effed me. You got me pregnant. You made me, you had this baby. You promised me you was going to be here. You see that? You see how that is? You can tell that she still wants him. And she's trying to basically say, hey, you need to come get him. Come help me out. I'm having a mentally problem, being mentally disturbed. She's trying to get him back in the loop so he can come back over there and hit that. Y'all watch the video and check for yourself. And he's not trying to fall for that. Okay? He's with Apryl Jones now. What he did was Dusty. He seems to be content at the moment. He knows what kind of person she is and where it's going to lead. So he doesn't want to fall for that. And she's trying to use that against him. Like, yo, I'm mentally strained right now or drained. Can you come pick him up? Can you stay with you? He's like, no, it's your weekend. So stuff like this, and when brothers are dealing with situations like this, a lot of black men like Lil Fizz, they end up just so beat up mentally, they just don't want to deal with the kid or the mom. Because you cannot deal with the child without the mom. It's a headache. And you know what? My heart really goes out to you brothers out there that are dealing with stuff like this. It really does. Because they will go back around and call you a deadbeat. And they will say that you don't take care of your kids. And a lot of times, sisters don't even provide the environment for somebody to even take care of a kid. You got to just watch this video, y'all. Y'all have to watch this video. Check this stuff out. Look at how mentally unstable she is. And that's another thing I wanted to just say this. Brothers can only put up with so much. All right? Not to say that we perfect or anything like that. But when you're dealing with a woman, brothers, that she is beautiful and she looks good, and Moniece is attractive to me. Very attractive. But a lot of y'all have to understand, man. Just because they have money or just because you have money and just because they're attractive, mentally, man, they are not there. They are not ready to have children. Some of them, man. This is not the person that you need to be dealing with. This person is, mentally disturbed. And if you call her crazy or, God forbid, now you use the R word, people going to come at you. And this is why a lot of you brothers have to start to read the signs so you don't end up like Lil Fizz. Because you looking at her that she looks good, she's thick, oh, she's sexy, she got this going, she got that going. Okay, then you mess around and you start to really deal with her all like that and the chemistry is good. But man, she's coming from an environment where she's stable, unstable. You haven't checked this lady out to see where her mental state is. Boom, you give her a baby. Now your child is in a position where the child has to come up with a mother who's unstable. Then you wonder why you have so many kids in the black community that are struggling. So many kids that are bipolar, so many kids that are crazy. Well, because their parents are like that. And a lot of times that stress of dealing with these mood changes and things like that, some brothers can just stay with a woman like that and just stay through it all for the sake of the children. But some brothers don't have that kind of fortitude, And dealing with a crazy person, man, it takes a lot out of you. So brothers, make sure going into 2020 that the background of the lady is important. Look at who raised her. What kind of environments? Did you look at the red flags? Or did you just run up in that thing? Because she was fine. Because she was sexy. Did you just get with her because of that? Look at the red flags. Look at that she's stable, brother. And are you stable? Unstable people typically attract unstable people. Also now, let's not forget about y'all. And two unstable people ain't gonna go together. Look at Lil Fizz. Lil Fizz with Moniece, she's unstable. Lil Fizz with Apryl Jones, we know she unstable. She all on Instagram showing her booty to see if it's real. Come on, bruh. You're out here dusty. So guys, check this out. Subscribe at the bell. All my contact information is pinned to the first comment, pinned to the top. As you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.